Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs. Minister, over the past several years, the Ontario Maple Syrup Producers Association has called on both the federal and provincial governments to adopt the standards of the international grading system to help consolidate maple syrup producers, packers, distributors, and consumers. The federal government has listened by implementing recent amendments to the maple products regulations and is being commended for their efforts, as this new uniform system will make it easier for consumers to identify and buy exactly what they want. Minister, will your ministry follow suit by amending and aligning our provincial rules with the federal ones to ultimately modernize the maple syrup industry here in Ontario?
Thank you. Minister of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank very much the honourable gentleman from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke for asking me a question about the maple syrup industry in the province of Ontario. We recognize on all sides of the House that the maple syrup industry is one of the oldest agriculture industries in the province of Ontario. Some 2,500 producers currently exist in Ontario. We harvest about 1.5 million litres of syrup, making Ontario one of the top 3 producers in Canada, grossing over $32 million in maple product sales and contributing over $53 million to Canada's GDP. Mr. Speaker, we're very aware that the new standards that have been brought in by the federal government, and I wanted to commend my good friend Ray Bonenberg, President of the Maple Syrup Producers Association of Ontario, for keeping his members engaged on this very important file.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Well, Minister, as you know, this is not the first time we've talked about this. I've written you, I've spoke to you about it on several occasions on behalf of Mr. Bonenberg and the industry. This issue is very important to the industry. Its members don't have the luxury of waiting around while you and your ministry get your act together. This puts Ontario at a disadvantage, which can no longer continue to go unaddressed. The provincial government needs to move forward as quickly as possible so that there's harmonization of the maple syrup grades. Minister, you and your ministry have been dragging your feet and holding these amendments up to the detriment of our maple syrup producers. The time to act is now. Will you stop delaying and make the necessary amendments to Regulation 19119/11 before you head off on your trade mission to China? Help our industry before you head away.
Mr. Speaker, in fact, in response to my good friend, I'll be in China selling maple syrup products produced here. Mr. Speaker, we are taking a bit of responsible time to consult with small, medium and large maple syrup producers of the province of Ontario. Consultations will seek to identify and adjust requests made by maple producers, including the grading and classification of maple products. We want to have a robust consultation, and we're aiming to have something in place by January 1st, 2016, because, Mr. Speaker, it's our view when it comes to this policy, we want to make sure we're in the sweet spot with regards to maple syrup in Ontario.
Thank you. Any questions? The Leader of the Third Party.